right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon on this rainy, cloudy afternoon in Georgia. It's a rainy, cloudy day in Georgia, y'all. Yes. So, welcome to the broadcast. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, and you know what time it is, y'all. It is keeping up with Congress, y'all, where I come to you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 5:30 right here on YouTube, and right here in these clubhouse streets, y'all, right here in these clubhouse streets. So I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, y'all. What a day. What a day, but I am glad to be here. Let's get this party started. I was reading and researching today, and it never ends with reparations information. So I like to start out the broadcast with a little bit of bringing you up to speed. If you are following me right here on, what is this, Clubhouse, and on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification, and share. If you are listening to me right here on Clubhouse, ping some folks into the room. We have some information that we all need to hear. So let's get started. Let's start out with this Keepin task force. They differ on reparations, dropping names linked to slavery, y'all. So if anybody in Kentucky, we got a reparationist out there in Kentucky that's on this app. I got to make sure I share with him that reparations and the fight is literally in every state, but this is Kentucky, y'all. This article says reparations for historic African American neighborhood displaced by Western Kentucky University's expansion in the 1960s and dropping several campus names linked to slavery are the two main points of divergence between WKU President Timothy Keepin and the Naming and Symbols Task Force he formed nearly a year ago. So this is some tension between the Western Kentucky University, their president, and a task force that he established called the Naming and Symbols Task Force that was formed about a year ago. The article goes on to say, on Wednesday, Keepin announced in a campus-wide message that he will not support removing the names of the Potter College of Arts and Letters, the Ogden College of Science and Engineering, and Van Meter Hall, as the task force on campus stakeholders recommend in its report, which reviewed those college and building namesakes' historical connection to slavery. So the president has decided that he won't remove those names off those buildings. It's an interesting story because it was part of the recommendations from his own committee. So your committee recommends that you remove the names of these individuals who are connected to slavery, and you say no. So this is some strange kind of I'm scratching my head, shaking my head. This is his own committee, y'all. His own committee. Says in his message, Keepin said the university would immediately implement nearly a dozen other recommendations developed by the task force. They'll do a dozen other things, but they don't want to remove the name of those connected to slavery from those buildings. Says notably, however, Keepin left out any mention of reparations to be made to former Jonesville residents, despite that being an explicit ask from the Naming and Symbols Task Force. So they explicitly asked him for reparations for the Jonesville residents. And he is silent on that. So I'm not sure what his definition of reparations is over at this university at Kentucky, Western Kentucky University, but it's questionable. It is truly questionable if they're asking you to remove the names from the buildings and to give these people reparations in Jonesville, and you're not budging on those things. So do you really want? Are you really committed to reparations? Keeping up with Congress, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. We're having like a little storm here in Georgia right now, y'all. So prayerfully we get through this broadcast. My internet is doing tricks. So right now we don't have internet. Prayerfully this is going to come back. This is okay. It might have come back, y'all. Yeah, it came back. Okay, we got some internet. Ooh-wee. So we are having a storm right here in Georgia. So y'all bear with me. I see you over there, my YouTube family. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. So let me see if I can get this story to come up, y'all. It's coming and going. All right. It says top reparations scholar Dr. Sandy Darity, we all know who he is, continues attacks on cities that call programs reparations. And that we had this conversation just yesterday, family. I said that we have to be mindful that this mayoral association, this group of mayors that are deciding to implement reparations programs, it's quite, we got to be mindful is this pure reparations is not done on a local or state level. Pure reparations that benefit those of us who are descendants of chattel slavery equitably, that kind of legislation is introduced federally, not locally. So again, y'all, my internet is coming and going. We're having a little stormy weather here in Georgia. It says across the country, several cities have created commissions to discuss paying reparations. Y'all hear that thunder? Across the country, several cities have created commissions to discuss paying reparations or have already approved so-called reparations programs. Reparations scholar and academic Dr. William Sandy Darity has consistently pushed back against calling these reparations programs, in air quotes, these reparations programs, saying they are not true reparations if they are approved at the local level rather than the federal level. And we got to be mindful. We see what's happening. They're seeing an opportunity. We got to be mindful that that's not reparations. It goes on to say in March, in a March 28 opinion piece for the Washington Post, Darity and his wife, A. Kirsten Mullen, criticized a so-called reparations program in Evanston, Illinois. It says earlier this year, the Evanston City Council approved the local reparations restorative housing program. We've been following Evanston, y'all. So this program is meant to compensate. Woo! Y'all hear that thunder? Yikes. Meant to compensate for discriminatory policies and practices in the city's past. It says under the program, qualifying Black residents can receive up to $25,000 grants for repairs or down payments on homes. So if they're telling you what to do with it, and it's used for a specific purpose, and everybody's not going to get this reparations, is it really reparations? So we got to be mindful, y'all. This article says, while Darity and Mullen said that this action was a good step, they pointed out this was not true reparations. Darity and Mullen co-author a book that we all know, From Here to Equality, Reparations for Black Americans in the 21st Century. They listed 4 pillars that they say a true reparations program must include. They are, number 1, the plan must carefully delineate eligibility. 2 conditions are critical. Eligible recipients must have at least one ancestor who was enslaved in the United States. Number 2, any true reparations plan must erase the nation's staggering Black-white wealth gap. And number 3, payments must be made directly to those who are eligible. No programs, no diverting this money. This has to go directly to the descendants of chattel slavery. The 4th criteria is reparation must be paid by the federal government. Goes on to say, this is Dr. Darity. He says, I think that one of the problems is that there's no reason to treat reparations for Black American descendants of U.S. slavery as something Woo! Woo! Lightning, y'all, and thundering. Oh, y'all know I love y'all. Because if my grandmama was alive, she'd make me turn off this computer, cut off all the lights, unplug everything, and lay on the floor. That's how we do it in the South. That's how we did it when we was little. You cut off everything, you unplug everything, and you lay on the floor. I've told y'all I'm a little country. Oh, so getting back to the article, but we are in this 21st century. So okay, he says over here on YouTube, he say, you better turn everything off while the Lord doing his work. You, you better say it, brother. That's what that would be my grandmother. Hey, Cynthia. Ooh, girl, be careful in that thunderstorm. It's thundering and lightning, y'all, really bad over here. I'm trying to get through this broadcast, but Lord, my grandmama would be like, turn that stuff off. Unplug everything, y'all. So we gonna try to get through this. Be with me, God. I'm trying to be obedient and do your work. Y'all pray over me. So this article says, this is Dr. Darrett. He says, I think that one of the problems is that there is no reason to treat reparations for Black American descendants of U.S. slavery as something that needs to be conducted by states or municipalities. It really cannot be done effectively at the state or local level. Y'all, this is thundering really bad. Okay, we're going to get through it. One of the central reasons is just because of the sheer expense that's required. It will necessitate the federal government taking the primary role here. So yes, y'all, this is Dr. Darity. He says the objective of a reparations project must be the elimination of the racial wealth gap in the United States. If we were to eliminate that gap across the U.S., it would require an expenditure of in excess of 11 trillion. All of the state governments and all of the municipal governments in the U.S. combined have a budget of approximately 3.5 trillion, so they can't do it. So we can't rely and lean on states and local municipalities, these cities, to give us reparations. It has to be done from a federal level. It's just that the state budget just does not support it. So Darity concluded that I think what we will have to do is, despite good intentions, move from thinking about reparations as something that can be conducted on a state or local level. It simply can't. It has to be a federal project. So we just have to be mindful again that pure reparations is federal. And my computer is frozen again. Y'all, I'm trying. I see my family over in the chat. She says, feel free to come back if it gets too bad. I know, right, girl? I know it. The weather is not our friend today, y'all, on this broadcast. But this article, Jessica, and I can't pronounce her last name, is Awuyer, the founder of the cultural information blog, the National Black Cultural Information Trust, disagrees with Dr. Darity. She says, yes, we need national reparations. However, reparations can and should also be implemented at the local level. And I agree that we should get what we can get. I don't want us to turn down a damn thing, honestly, y'all. If the states and the federal government want whatever they want to do and can do, and we're able to push them to do, I don't want us to miss the opportunity to get it. However, but pure reparations, again, is a federal initiative, so we have to be mindful. So I'm going to jump into the bills. Again, I am Tamara Johnson-Shealy. I got about 14 minutes. It's rolling, y'all. It's still rolling, but I'm hopeful we'll get through it. HR 916 is the Reduce Act. The Reduce Act was introduced by Representative Calvert. This is Ken Calvert, Republican out of California. This bill limits full-time positions in the Department of Defense in each of the fiscal year 2026 through fiscal year 2030 to not more than 85% of the number of such positions at the end of fiscal year 2021. So not more than 1,000 of the positions may be career appointees within the senior executive service. So sounds like they got a lot of people working in the Department of Defense, and they're trying to scale back, and they're looking at the positions at the end of this year, 2021, to reflect how many people will actually be working in that department in the fiscal years of 2026 through 2030. So yeah, that's Ken Calvert. He's a Republican out of California. HR 916. HR 917 is the Kangaroo Protection Act of 2021. Kangaroo Protection Act of 2021. This is Representative Carbajal. He's a Democrat. Salud Carbajal, Democrat out of California. Yeah, I didn't know we had an issue with the kangaroos in America, but let's see what he says. He says that this bill, obviously there's an issue. This bill establishes new federal crimes related to commercial activities involving kangaroos and kangaroo products. So we got a kangaroo issue in these United States, y'all. So Representative Carbajal, Salud Carbajal, the Democrat out of California. HR 918. HR 918 is the stronger Medicaid response to the COVID-19 Pandemic Act. Y'all, it is pouring now, but we're here. I hope the lightning and the thunders is rolling, but it's not as bad as it was a few minutes ago. HR 918, stronger Medicaid response to the COVID-19 Pandemic Act. This is Tony Cardenas, Democrat out of California. This bill allows COVID-19 vaccines, prevention and treatment, as well as prevention and treatment for conditions that may complicate COVID-19 treatment for uninsured individuals to be covered under Medicaid during the public health emergency. It says currently state Medicaid programs have the option to cover COVID-19 testing for uninsured individuals. So currently there's the option, and they want to make sure that people are actually getting the help they need. It says this bill also, number one, specifically allows COVID-19 testing, vaccines, prevention, and treatment, as well as prevention and treatment for complicating conditions for certain unlawful aliens to be covered under Medicaid during the public health emergency. So this is HR 918, Tony Cardenas, Democrat out of California. HR 919, this is the Emergency Unemployment Relief for Nonprofits Act. Emergency Unemployment Relief for Nonprofits Act. This is Representative Sean Casten, a Democrat out of Illinois. So I wasn't sure why the nonprofits needed specific unemployment relief, but let's take a look. I did look this bill up. It says this legislation would provide greater relief to struggling nonprofits during the COVID-19 pandemic. This would protect unemployed benefits for laid off workers and make sure nonprofits can continue providing critical services in their community. So this is relief for nonprofits, benefits for their laid off workers. It says nonprofits typically do not pay the unemployment taxes that businesses do for their workers. Instead, they reimburse the state for the cost of benefits when they lay off workers. This system normally works well because layoffs are comparatively rare at nonprofits. It says, however, during the pandemic, some nonprofits needed to furlough large numbers of employees, and the cost of their unemployment benefit became crippling. So this is relief specifically for nonprofits when they've had to lay people off during the pandemic. HR 920, you know what? Some of y'all gonna really appreciate this bill here. It's HR 920. This is your dude Clyburn, y'all. Here's what Clyburn. Not only wasn't that him, if I remember correctly, that was trying to change the national anthem to lift every voice. Was that him? Y'all, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I see my folks over in the chat. I know y'all know over here on YouTube. But here's Clyburn, y'all. Brown versus Brown of Education, National Historic Site Expansion Act. So he's very concerned about expanding the National Historic Site for the Brown versus Brown of Education. Why is that important, Clyburn, when we are struggling? Why is that important? It says this bill establishes the Brown v. Board of Education National Historic Site, currently located in Topeka, Kansas, to include additional sites in Clarendon County, South Carolina, and establishes affiliated areas, specifies sites in Farmville, Virginia, Wilmington, Hockinson, Delaware, and the District of Columbia. But why? Why, Clyburn, is that important right now? Why, Clyburn, y'all? We got to keep our eyes on Congress, y'all. I don't know what Clyburn is doing between that lift every voice and sing, changing the national anthem or whatever that was, to not expanding a historic site. I can almost bet part of this site, Clarendon County, must be his district. Why? Does that give you some federal funding over there? Oh yeah, he said it. There it is. I see it in the chat. I knew my chat. I know y'all was gonna come through. He trying to get that bag in South Carolina. It's exactly what he doing, Universal Mike. I'm like, why is that important right now? He trying to get that bag. Shaking my damn head, y'all. Let's dive into some Senate bills. I'm trying to at least get some House bills and Senate bills. I usually do one or the other, but I'm making sure that I cover both today. So Senate Bill 476 is the Pandemic Heroes Compensation Act of 2021. Pandemic Heroes Compensation Act of 2021. This is Tammy Duckworth. She's a Democrat out of Illinois. This bill allows essential workers and their family members to file claims and receive compensation for harm or death suffered as a result of COVID-19. So let me get this right, Senator Duckworth. They'll be able to file a compensation claim if they were essential workers and get some additional monies if they were harmed or they suffered death as a result of COVID-19. The Pandemic Heroes Compensation Act of 2021. You know, this is where Democrats, you know, and I'm not against this. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But here's where Democrats, this is to me kind of like just more. It's too much. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all chime in on that. S476, y'all. S476. S477, Senate Bill 477, is the Hospitality and Commerce Job Recovery Act of 2021. Hospitality and Commerce Job Recovery Act of 2021. This is Democrat Catherine Cortez Masto, Senator Cortez Masto out of Nevada, y'all. This bill extends existing and establishes new tax credits that assist the hospitality and restaurant industry. When I tell you the restaurant industry got some damn serious lobbyists, they got some serious lobbyists over there, some serious lobbyists, because they getting all kind of provisions here. Allow a convention and trade show restart tax credit, extend the employee retention tax credit through 2021, suspends for taxable years 2021 through 2022 the limitation on entertainment expenses, allows a restaurant and dining restart credit for businesses closed. They getting some serious kickbacks. Allows a 50% tax credit for travel expenditures. Allows a tax credit for unmerchantable inventory for the period between December 31st, 2019 and April 1st, 2021. You talking about some serious lobbyists. The restaurant and hospitality industry, y'all, they go get the bag. Senate Bill 477. Senate Bill 478 is a Higher Wages for American Workers Act of 2021. Senate Bill 478, Higher Wages for American Workers Act of 2021. So wait, y'all, look, is this a Republican bill to raise the minimum wage, y'all? Is this a Republican bill? This is Tom Cotton, y'all, Republican out of what's that, Arizona? Arkansas, y'all, Arkansas. Arkansas. Senator Tom Cotton. He says this bill increases the federal minimum wage. Look at the Republicans, y'all. Increasing the minimum wage. It permanently establishes the E-Verify system and requires its use and contains other related provisions. It says specifically the bill increases the minimum wage to $10 per hour, phased in over 3 years, 5 years for businesses with fewer than 20 employees, up from $7.25 an hour. So the Republicans, y'all, are pushing, raising the minimum wage. Hell, it's $10 is not enough. But just the fact that we see a bill in Congress that they're pushing, they feeling the pressure and they feeling it. But $10 is not enough, Senator Cotton. But I appreciate the attempt. Maybe it's a starting point. Maybe this is where he's going to start his negotiations. I don't know. Maybe the Democrats need to come back and say, we want $20 an hour. So at least we can satisfy the fight for 15 and it get us at least there. Senate Bill 478, everybody. Senate Bill 479 is the Local Infrastructure Act. This is Senator Roger Wicker. We got a couple more minutes, y'all. One more bill. He's a Republican out of Mississippi. Local Infrastructure Act. This bill reinstates tax provisions relating to advance refunding bonds. An advance refunding bond is a tax-exempt bond issued by a state or municipality to refinance or consolidate existing bond obligations. So this is, Senator Roger Wicker, Republican out of Mississippi. Our last one for the afternoon, y'all, is Senate Bill 480. Senate Bill 480 is the Main Street Tax Certainty Act. Main Street Tax Certainty Act. This is Senator Daines, Republican out of Montana. Senator Daines. This bill makes permanent the tax deduction for qualified business income. It says qualified business income is defined as the net amount of qualified items of income, gain, deduction, and loss with respect to any trade or business, excluding capital gains or losses, dividends, interest income, or income earned outside of the U.S. So this is Senator Daines, Republican out of Montana, y'all. So we are at the half hour. I'm on it, doggone it, today with my time, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. I see you, my YouTube family. I thank you for tuning in. I see you, Cynthia. I see you, girl. She says she got all kind of comments. After they ain't protect the essential workers in the first place. Yep, you right, Mike. That part. Cynthia said that part. And still asking for tips for employees. Yep, you better say it. I love you, family. Thank you for joining me. If you have not gone to the website, y'all, please go to the website. Get in a monthly contribution. Get on a monthly contribution. I think that's gonna make it easy for you. Put me in your budget. Put this campaign in your budget. Put it in your budget, y'all. Make a monthly contribution. Do what you can. Every dollar counts. We have a race to win. This is. I feel like this is our time, y'all. This is our time. And I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. The website is tamara4georgia.com. So Clubhouse family, I'm coming over. I will invite you to the stage. We can chop it up for a few minutes. But I will see you back here tomorrow. YouTube family, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website. That's tamara4georgia.com. www.tamara, Georgia spelled out.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time